In the heart of the old Sahara, beneath the sand and silence, there was a city once brighter than any in Europe. They called it Zarian. It was older than Timbuktu, richer than Mali, and smarter than Cairo. But no one talks about it now. The desert swallowed it, and those who remembered went mad. Zarian was built not just with stone but with knowledge. Scholars from all across Africa, Arabia, and even Europe came to learn secrets hidden from the world. They studied the stars, numbers, medicine, and something else, something buried in books older than the pyramids, forbidden texts. No one knows where the books came from. Some say they were written by ancient ones who lived before man. Others say they fell from the sky, but the scholars in Zarian read them anyway. They built a library so vast it stretched underground for miles, and at its center they built the thinking room. No one alive has seen it, but the stories say it was round, made of black stone, and always cold, even in the desert heat. There were no windows, only a seat carved from bone and a circle of symbols on the floor. Anyone who sat in that chair heard whispers. Ideas would flood their mind, formulas, maps, languages no one spoke. The scholars said the room was blessed, but it wasn't. One by one, those who sat in the chair stopped sleeping. Then they stopped talking. Then they disappeared, not all at once. They just faded, like smoke, like memory. One day, a boy named Bako, a servant's son, slipped into the library at night. He had heard the whispers through the floor while sweeping. He couldn't resist. He wanted to be great, to know more. He went deep underground with a candle and found the thinking room. The door opened by itself. The air turned cold. Bako sat in the chair. What he saw made him scream, but no sound came out. He saw stars falling, oceans boiling, cities burning. He saw faces with no eyes, and then nothing. The scholars found the room empty the next day. Only Bako's candle was left, still burning. From that day, things changed. The sky above Zarian darkened. The wind no longer sang. Books began turning their own pages. Students forgot their names. Then came the fog. It rolled in from nowhere, thick and yellow, smelling like rotten honey. Anyone caught in it vanished, just gone. The king ordered the library sealed, but it was too late. The thinking room was open, and the whispers had escaped. Birds flew into walls. Camels refused to drink. Children drew symbols they'd never seen. The king tried to burn the library, but the fire wouldn't touch the stone. So he made a final decision. He ordered the entire city buried. With his army and slaves, he moved mountains of sand, covered Zarian, and vanished into the desert. People say his last words were, "Let it be forgotten, or let the world end." For hundreds of years, no one dared speak of Zarian until a French explorer in 1889 found a black stone sticking out of the sand. He touched it and smiled. That night, his entire crew woke up screaming, tearing at their own eyes. He walked into the desert and was never seen again. Decades later, in 1957, a British archaeologist named Helen Price unearthed part of the library. She published one paper, just one. Then she quit her job, burned all her notes, and moved into a monastery in Ethiopia. She never spoke again, but before she vanished, she mailed one book to a university in Nigeria. It was written in a language no one knew, but on the last page there was one sentence in English. "It is not forgotten, it is only waiting." The book was locked away, but people say if you hold it too long, you hear a voice call your name in the voice of someone you love. Today, satellites have found strange shapes beneath the Sahara, structures too perfect to be natural, and sometimes pilots flying over the desert report seeing lights, moving in patterns, like a mind thinking, but no one dares dig, no one dares go back. Zarian still sleeps, deep under the sand, holding the knowledge of the ancient ones. And the whispers are still there, waiting for someone curious enough to listen. That's what they never taught you about Africa's golden age. Not because it wasn't powerful, but because it was too powerful, too dangerous, and some knowledge should stay buried.